Welcome to A Coruña, welcome to Casas Novas and the winter edition. It is the Longines Grand Prix here on the Saturday night. €170,000, 1m55, and the world's best have come to one of their favourite destinations here in the north of Spain. This amazing seaside port town hosts one of the great equestrian indoor events. It's the second week in a row for the top riders in Spain. This man had a big win in Madrid last week, and now he's looking to see if he can put himself in a winning position by getting into the jump off. It's Hans-Dieter Dreher. He's riding once again with Esteban de Cotis, the 15-year-old gelding by Balibet de Rouet. Already has a win here in Coruña on the Friday night. What a story it would be if he could do it on a Saturday night as well. This course of Santiago Valeras, one that's requiring a lot of care. Time allowed 79 seconds. Roll back down to the combination. Parallel, 2 strides. Upright, had to make a bit of space. Parallel coming out 1 stride. Then looping up and around. Coming off this corner away from home. Penultimate fence. 1 more to go. Time looks okay. It's a big wide 160 stretch. He's safe, he's sound. And what a form book he is writing at the moment. Hans-Dieter Dreher for Germany. Esteban de Cotis seems to like jumping on a Saturday, that's for sure, although with a win on a Friday, they're just having the most unbelievable run here in Coruña. Of course, this fabulous indoor venue, the winter edition, after the amazing summer edition back in July. And next year, this venue to host the FEI Jumping European Championships. Well, this for Spain, as is Garmida, Chavarria and Callas. Now, thinking of Fridays, last Friday in Madrid was their night. This is a tremendous 13-year-old gelding by Campiñero. Hugely experienced rider. But it's a gelding that's got a lot of life. That beautiful skipping stride. Safe through the combination, just having to do a little bit of recorrection, changing the lengths of his reins. Hopefully that didn't cost him anything in terms of time. And these two are quick as well if they can put themselves into that jump off. Oh no! No. Disappointment for the crowd, disappointment for him, as is sadly getting as far as the final fence, and then down it goes. After what had been a perfect round until that point, he got it all muddled up. Well, staying with Spanish stars, there is perhaps none bigger than this man, Eduardo Alvarez Aznar. Tonight, riding legend, the 13-year-old gelding by What a tremendous year it has been. Of course, his team of horses quite brilliant. You think of the absolutely legendary, forgive the pun, Rockefeller de Margot, who won that big global Grand Prix with just recently. But all through the season, his horses every time in big 5-star classes have brought him towards the top end of the results. Spain's number 1 through the double 4 strides over the World Cup fence. This is a tricky little upright. It's quite narrow. Ooh, he got right over to the right hand side, really having to sit back and hold towards the Porsche fence. What a shame. seems to be a little bit of tension. Just perhaps tensing up slightly over the in part of that combination, that Longines combination. He might even pick a time penalty up. He's just got inside, 78.21 of the 79 seconds. He keeps it to the form, but it means tonight, in what is a straight jump-off class, he is unable to progress. Eduardo Alvarez Asesnoir and Legend finishing on a total of 4. Now we move on. Diego Ramos Miñero, the 22-year-old Spanish rider that was so well placed in the summer edition here in Casas Novas, the 4-star Grand Prix, that big 2-round competition that takes place in that massive outdoor arena that just sits out the front behind the grandstand here in the indoor arena. You walk out there to this beautiful, I mean, the amazing facilities here. But he took 2nd place in that huge class in the summer. He's had some Nations Cup outings for Spain as well. Ooh, now nearly looking towards the wrong fence with Hero there. This 12-year-old gelding by Cantos just slightly locking on to what would have been the back end of 12, but he managed to recover that very quickly. Again, he's not going to have an awful lot of spare time, but I think he might just be okay. He's got over the last fence, and that is what this crowd wanted to see. He is certainly enjoying jumping in Casas Novas. This crowd lifting the roof, as this young man has got so much star potential. And what a name he is making for himself once more here in the Longines Grand Prix at the winter edition. Fabulous news for Diego Ramos Miñero and for Hero, and now to Belgium's Peter de Vos. Had a super run, some great horses in his stable. I think of the likes of Mons Toupé de la Roque, 5-star Grand Prix winner. Plenty more besides. This is a 10-year-old mare called Jorina J. Cicero Z van Pamel. Had a fabulous win in a similar size class, in terms of the height I should say, in Stuttgart just a few weeks back. So as with all of these top riders, rotating the horses between the shows, he Jorina with Primo here to Spain, having recently been jumping 2P and casual in Riyadh. Got a lovely rhythm going. He really able to commit with confidence to the fences just like that. Jorina J is certainly enjoying the indoor season, giving Peter the confidence that he needs in these competitions. We've seen it when he had that podium in Lyon, then went on to the win 2 weeks later in Stuttgart. What will happen later tonight, we will see. But he's got a chance. He's in the jump-off, and could this man be in it as well? The world #1, Henrik von Eckermann. As this show started, he has now been the world #1 for the last 29 months. And if he is, as I expect he will be, at the start of 2025 on January the 1st, 30 straight months. What a story in that time he has written for us all. with those successes in the World Cup final, and of course the man that has steered the likes of the great King Edward to the World Championship as well. Well, this horse though is a little bit new to him. Tovex Azaria Dinero, 14-year-old mare by my Lord Carthago. She is a very experienced mare, very experienced rider. What they lack is experience together. Former rider Helena Tovek. This is only their second show together, but at the moment they seem to have found a way of working that bond and relationship between horse and rider, which is what Henrik is so good at finding. It's finding that key, that understanding. He's keeping up a beautiful pace to this round, really confidently giving the mare the confidence when she gets to the fences. Well, the world number one will have a chance as well, and that is something everybody else in that jump off is going to have to consider now, because with Henrik's clear, there are currently 16 combinations to which he would be, as it stands, the last to go. But there is one more in this opening round that could yet join in. Alvaro Gonzalez de Zarata Fernandez, Najak Van Het Cluzibos, the 11-year-old stallion, who is by Cooper van de Heffing. Chance here for Spain. A little bit steady at the moment. I'd be already a little bit concerned about the time allowed, although he's got a lot of jumping still to come as well. Combination were on the Nations Cup team for Spain in Rabat in Morocco. But it's gone. It is not to be this evening for these two. As does the last, but he is in on the time. It doesn't help him on a night like tonight in the Longines Grand Prix. Alvaro Gonzalez de Zarata Fernandez, Najak Van Het Cluzibos, sadly finishing on a score of 8. But it does mean that we have a total of 16. Starting off with the ladies, and the first of the French riders, they come as a double. Laura Kriebe, Gian Sava. The Dutch have got 3. Kim Emmen, Carter Chad there for Canada. The young man from Monaco in the form of Ignacio Lopez de Zalanca Franco. Portuguese Olympian Donat Sibra. Spain have got 2 with Ivan Serrano, and then you have Kevin Stout. Hans-Dieter Dreyer looking for another big win. Robert Whittaker and Vimento. Robert already a winner on a Saturday here. The young lady from Liechtenstein, Jennifer Hochstatter. Dennis Lynch, a former winner of the Grand Prix, as is Simon Deleste. The young man from Spain, Diego Ramos Minero. And then towards the end, 2 big names in the sport, Peter de Vos, and none bigger perhaps than the world number 1 Henrik von Eckermann. But that man's name is important. Santiago Valera, Olympic course designer, a man that has built some of the biggest and best tracks in the sport. Loves coming here. He sets this track for the jump off. 8 jumping efforts, 7 numbered fences. There are plenty of twists and turns and gallops and lots to think about. Let's go down onto the arena floor here and have a little look. They start over a brand new fence, numbered at 15, but it is that little upright that then sends them back up towards the in gate. Nice big wide open turn, although I think they'll be looking to try and come as tight as they can to what was fence number 7. And again, now here you've got to go past the double to come back to it, which is always a judgment call. Yes, simpler because you've got the upright in, but you've got to think of that parallel coming out. And look at that for a really tight turn back to the Casas Novas fence at 11. A nice wide open distance up there to fence number 12. Round they come to fence 13, what was the last, but now you've got to stretch on out. You go on down to what was the middle of the combination, that Longines upright. It'll be fascinating to see just how daring they are, but there is a good few wide stretches. But in there, I think the turn back to the double and the turn back to the Casas Novas fence are going to be absolutely crucial to how quick you are able to get round this course. And I think it'll be a case of, you know, how tight dare you turn and hope to meet the stride, and that is the judgment call. Well, there is the tunnel from the tremendous warm-up facilities out the back. The cauldron of this arena is really hot tonight because the atmosphere is pumping, the music is playing, the lights are now up, and we are good to go with the first of 16. 170,000 euros worth of prize money. And it begins with France, who've got this great track record in this class. Gilles Ackerton won it last year, sadly unable to get into the jump off to defend it this year. But this lady gave us the opening clear in that very first round. She was only the second rider into the arena. Lara Tibra and Memphis said. The smile when she landed over the last said it all. There was a grin from ear to ear and an arm round each side of Memphis's neck as she celebrated. Now she's got the chance to set the standard in this jump off, and what a difficult position to be in, knowing how much experience and quality will come behind her to set the standard. But as is always the case, if you can be the first to go clear, you start in first place, and then it's up to the others to chase you. Now she's come quite wide on that turn back to the double. Pushing on again, riding past the fence to come back to it, and having to choose that takeoff point and getting that stride right is so much harder than when you're just able to ride forward onto a fence. Not yet. There's still one to go. Oh, what a way to start. She's clear all the way. Beautifully done. As she sets things up with that time of 43.36. And like I said a moment ago, if you can be the first to go clear, you go up into first, and then it's for the others to chase you. And you can see what a tremendous relationship she has with Memphis. That beautiful 12-year-old gelding has really done everything that he can here this evening to work with Lara. So the first of the four for France goes clear, and now to the second of those four. And a young lady that knows just what it's like to win a 5-star Grand Prix. She may only be 23 years of age, but Gia Sadra won the Global Grand Prix in Paris this summer. Here she is with Dexter de Glen, this South Francais French-bred stallion by my Lord Carthago. She already knows she's got to be perfect in terms of leaving the fences up, but she will have that little bit more experience and perhaps therefore that little bit more confidence to go and push at this level than we saw with Lara, and you can already see it. Nice and tight. Very close into the front of that double. Again, good turn. Look for the split. 2.5 seconds quicker, and that is all on the turns. Got a lovely stride into the Prosega fence. She's going to be an awful lot quicker, nearly 3.5 seconds faster and under 40 seconds. 39.91. Gia Sadra for France. But what I'm also impressed about is both of the first two have gone clear. We know you can't get 16 clears. Someone's going to make a mistake. So they're really putting themselves in a strong place. And look how tight she was on the back turn to the Casas Novas fence. Lovely round, sets the standard, 39.91, and that's what it means to the team out there on the kiss and cry, keeping an eye. Well, we stay with some of the best female talent in the world of jumping to this Olympian, Kim Emmen. You would imagine in Paris tonight she has Nash Van Het Lilleveld. It's an 11-year-old stallion that she's sort of been putting more experience, a little bit more time. She's dropped down the levels, now building back up. She put in a quality round in the first round here this evening. This Belgian warm blood is by Tonixi. Kim is ranked at number 70 in the world. Very much one of the best female riders in the sport. Time to beat 39.91. And that chance goes, as does the Porsche fence. But again, when you're this early and with this many in a class, even try to finish on a fast 4, although it becomes 8, maybe I spoke too soon. Just try to give yourself any chance to move a little bit more up the order. There's a huge amount of prize money on offer. Remember this evening, 170,000 euros in total. Around 56,000 will end up with the winner. The rest gets divided down the line. So, of course, every position can turn out to be a slightly better payday. But sadly, it wasn't just the first. It's a long way off that. She was a little bit on the angle as well. She never quite straightened up, which is always, when you're trying to turn in the air, you always stand that risk with the back rail of a parallel. Well, next to go, a chance for North America because it's Canada. Igor GPH, the 11-year-old gelding ridden by Cara Chad. This Dutch warm blood is by Harley. And this is a combination that when I saw them in Barcelona at the CSI5 Star, the Longines League of Nations final where she was competing in the other 5-star competitions alongside it, she took a tremendous win in the Porsche Cup. So we know they've got pace. We're still very early in the draw. What can she do? Really pushing on. Saw that stride a long way away. Now to this key turn back. She's come again quite wide. She gave herself space. She's only quarter of a second down on Gia Sandra. Oh, you could see on the turn she had to adjust the rhythm. She had to sit back, try and sit the horse back. Whereas till that point she'd been able just to keep the horse rolling forward, kept a lovely flow to her round, and then suddenly she just knew she was going to be a little bit close, I think, to that penultimate fence. And unfortunately, it's cost her. Well, Cara's time, for our reference, as we just go back and have a little look at the replays, 40.33. Would have been about 4/10 of a second away, and that's exactly what happened. Well, to one of the youngest, if not youngest, at the show, Ilia Lopez de la Rosa Tranco, the 21-year-old from Monaco. riding tonight with Jade in the class that took place here during the afternoon session. He finished second to Robert Whittaker. He certainly showed his class in Madrid last week, and then what a Saturday he's having in A Coruña. Second in that big class earlier on. Now he's in with a chance in the big class tonight by getting through to this jump off. It's all a learning experience, learning at the top level of the sport. But he's certainly showing no fear, trusting in his horses. Come quite tight. Got in. Now can he get out? He's going to need a big jump, but the front rail's gone. Unfortunately, with another rail going, it becomes 8. Kept it relatively steady. In fact, he's kept it so steady, he's picked up a couple of time penalties, but you're learning. And you're learning in the spotlight of the top of the sport when you're 21 and you're in a Longines Grand Prix jump-off. But it is the best way to learn. He's certainly got the talent. He's got some tremendous horses around him, and again, it is just time, but he's showing the glimpses, and now he's just putting in the miles. This evening, hasn't quite worked. He did well, actually, because you could see they left themselves a lot to do trying to jump out, and I think that's what cost them. They landed very short. Beautiful building, fabulous architecture at this venue. What a fabulous combination of a horse and rider these two make. It's the turn of Portugal's De Sibra and the 11-year-old Diarado gelding called Dourados. Dourados 2, if I'm being correct. It's out of a Cornet-Oblensky mare. It's the horse he took to Paris when he jumped this summer as an individual, qualifying for those Olympic Games. And these two have proved time and time again how good they are. Dived a little bit at that. That's disappointing. It shows how easy, though, it is, even for the best, to make mistakes. Still pushing on as he comes towards home. He wants to keep it to the 4 that he has, 42.81. We'll have to wait and see how fast a 4 that turns out to be, but it's already a little bit slower than Cara Chad, so he, for the moment, goes into 4th place, but we've only jumped 6. So Zebra finishes, and we've still got 10 more left to jump. Watching on. You can always tell the moment that the fence went down. Wow, listen to the noise. Listen to the noise. Ivan Serrana-Sears and Rainman, the 14-year-old by Chaco Blue, this gelding. And what a team these two make. And what a season they've had. It has proved to be one of those really, again, consistent combinations. They won that Grand Prix down in Valencia at the beginning of November. They won or on the winning team in the Nations Cup in Deauville for Spain. They proved so reliable. Look how tight that was, back into the double and still having the jump. Again, now where's the split? Surely it's tight. 0.12. That's really absolutely nothing in this. He's chasing. 39.91 is the time to beat. Can he get there? Yes, he can. And Spain lead the way here in A Coruña in the Longines Grand Prix. It is Ivan Serrano Sayers and Rain Man. Well, look what it means. Don't know about Rain Man. Sunshine. It is shining on him. This crowd in raptures. And we look back at the replay here. Lovely turn. He was able to have that beautiful control just to sit Rain Man back. It's that adjustability that is so key in this sport. You need the relationship and the bond of your horse so you understand each other, but then, as is the case in horse sport, it's that ability to be able to lengthen and collect in the blink of an eye as you make changes to strides to find your stride. Now, France no longer in the lead, but France, of course, as a nation looking to defend this Longines title, there's been plenty of French winners, but never this man, which is a surprise for a man that arrived here in Spain as the leader of the Western European League. It is Kevin Stout. He rides a Visconti de Telmont, the 15-year-old mare by Toulon. It's proved to be one of his very top horses. She has got a fabulous track record. She's so quick, and that was tighter. Beautifully balanced. He's found 0.6 of a second. Brilliant stride. Again, he makes it look so easy. Surely he's going into the lead. It's going to change hands, and that is nearly 2 seconds. A masterful round from a man with a magic mare. Visconti du Telmont. For France's Kevin Stout could well have put this out of reach. That was quite brilliant. So the lead once more has changed hands and France are back in control. What a super mare she is. Just did what she needed over the last. Looking so chilled at the end. But last night in this very arena, this man won big again in that €100,000 class. Exactly 7 days ago in Madrid, he won the big class on the Saturday night. If he does it again tonight, it'll be a hat-trick of majors in the space of 7 days. Hans-Dieter Dreher and Vistemal de Cotis, the 15-year-old gelding by Balabet Drouet. Just trying to hold him off that front rail. He did that very, very well, but you could see how he was working. These two, I always maintain, you can just see in the way that Hans is able to ride, the confidence they have in each other. This is something else. Absolute magic once again from Hans-Dieter Dreher. He knows if he goes, he could, and he has. It's nearly half a second. Absolutely breathtaking, simply magical. What form? We know confidence is key in the sport of show jumping, and the confidence that he is able to give it all. Look at that there as well. It wasn't a miscommunication. It was communication. Hans said, you just need to hold off this double a little bit longer. Look at the excitement. Otherwise, there's not going to be space. And Vestermel was like, well, okay, I guess you know what you need me to do, and I'll do the rest. We'll work it forward. Keeping calm. He knows. I mean, bizarrely, there's still so many top names to come. I don't know that this is over yet. In fact, I don't think it is. 37.51. And all the way through to the finish, all of the riders know that come the end, there's the world number one as the last to go. The world champion, the World Cup holder, is the last out. So they're all pushing to try and get themselves in a position to be far enough ahead. So Hans-Dieter Dreher leads, Kevin Stout second, Ivan Serrano Sayers in third. Now to the man that won that big class this afternoon here in Coruña, with the horse that took into victory in the World Cup, the Longines FEI Jumping World Cup round in Helsinki. This is Robert Whittaker riding Vimento, the 11-year-old stallion bred by Robert's father, the legendary John Whittaker, by John's fabulous stallion and Grand Prix winning ride, Argento. You can see the stamp, but Robert has been having a very good day. How good an evening. He's going to be happy to find something now, because Hans has really set a standard that is going to be hard to beat. 37.51, but Robert means business. He got the in and the out. Beautifully done. Where's the clock? He's quicker. Surely the lead can't change again. Wow! Oh, he's had to take a little pull. He's had to make a change. Is it going to have... It cost him of a fence, and it cost him on the clock. If you think back to what you saw Hans-Dieter Dreher do, he committed down that final line, of course. You know, Robert ended up taking the 9, Hans pushed for the 8. That split moment of indecision, confusing the situation, and suddenly Vimento has a fence down. Couldn't find enough room. Still then, Hans-Dieter Dreher leads for Germany. The British Chance finishes with 1 down. Kevin Stout sits second, and Ivan Serrano Sayers in third, ahead of Gian Sandra. But now to another of the young superstars rising rapidly through this sport. Jennifer Hujdatter with her very exciting ride called Golden Lady. Jennifer for Liechtenstein, another that is just 21 years of age, rode this horse at the Europeans last year. These two having that fabulous 4th place finish in the World Cup round in Verona in Italy back in November. Just coming a little bit wider than we've seen with our leaders. But with the way it stands at the moment, if she delivers the clear, for the moment it'll put her in the top 6. Just depends if she can be faster than perhaps the likes of Lara. Again, showing that composure and delivering a clear, a double clear in this Longines Grand Prix for Jennifer Hujdatter. 41.50 on the clock and into 5th place. Golden Lady, certainly the star of the yard. She's got some other fabulous horses, some of which she's still sort of building that relationship with, but as we've seen throughout the course of the night, there's some superb young riders in this. The great leveller in this sport, male, female, it doesn't matter. Age, it doesn't matter. If you're good enough, you're good enough. Well, to one or two former winners of the Longines Grand Prix here this evening. And it's Ireland's chance with Dennis Lynch and Mr. Boombastic. This 10-year-old gelding by Vigo Sassi. Dennis, when it comes to the big occasion, always seems to be there or thereabouts. He took this horse with him out to Riyadh. A couple of good rounds out there in the team competition. acted as a rather competent part of the team alongside his top stallions. He's certainly been travelling. They had that third place in Gearston in the Grand Prix back in the summertime. That was in a similar sort of class to this, same height. Dennis Lynch, Mr. Bombastic, pushing forward straight away. Got him very, very tight, didn't he? And somehow Mr. Bombastic again just showing it is like an explosion of power off the floor to get the height. Now, where is he? He's just going to be too slow when you see the clock. He's nearly 3 seconds off. But maybe he's just playing that percentage game slightly, knowing the clear is more. Ooh! Well, you might know the clear was important. But sadly, it's a fence that falls. For the moment, at the very least, as well, it puts him as the slowest of those on a score of 4. Maybe that's enough to keep him in the money, the prize money. I always feel bad when there's 16 in a jump off because there's 12. Only 12 of them are going to go home with some of the money. And how much did that cost him? So not to be tonight for Ireland. 4 to go. To the world number 13, to another former winner and a man that was part of that bronze medal winning team for the hosts in Paris for France. It is Simon Delestre. Tonight he rides Dexter Fortunas Z. This 11-year-old gelding by Diarado. Simon always has that natural speed to the way that he rides his horses, he trains his horses, always seemingly on the front foot. That's certainly something you see in so many of the French riders. And he is, if he can get over this, I would think he's quicker. Well, he might not be quicker, but it's only a 1/10 of a second and he's coming in nice and tight here. Oh. It is so difficult because that fence, to get straight to it, it is on the angle. And again, when you land over the water trays, the Kiaksa Bank fence before it, you are just trying to make your mind up on where you judge that turn. And of course, you find yourself slightly jumping across it to get straight into the line. There's all those different considerations and complications. That's what makes it so hard, especially when you're flying along. Nearly, but not quite. Well, Spain led for a short while when it was Ivan Serrano says, can they do anything to get back towards the top? The noise, the support, the cheers, they love him. Whatever happens next, that won't change. Diego Ramos Minero for Spain with Hero. It's a different sort of class to the Grand Prix that he finished second in the summer. That was a 2-rounder and it really did turn into a jumping competition more than a speed competition. Tonight he needs both. But the speed will be absolutely key. But it's a different way to test him and Hero this evening. This 12-year-old by Cantos. And whatever happens, again, learning with every stride. Shame. Record books might show him towards the bottom end of a jump off, and it might mean that it reflects that, like his score, he may well end up in 16th place with that this evening, maybe 15th, maybe 14th. He is there for the moment. But you know what? That's a little unfair, because that's one of those moments where the result doesn't tell the story. He jumped clear in the first round of this Longines Grand Prix this evening, and that was far from easy. Just came undone when he tried to up the tempo in the jump off. So still, Hans-Dieter Dreyer, the man that is looking to make it a double by winning from Friday and winning on Saturday. As I've said, could be making it a hat-trick if you look back over 7 days. But he now knows he's into the final 2 combinations, trying to catch him and Westermael de Cotis, 37.51. And he will certainly fear the world number 27 with the form Jarina J has been on. This beautiful mare, the 10-year-old by Cicero Z van Pamel, that took that tremendous win in Stuttgart, Hans' home show. We are not done yet. Peter de Vos still to come after him, another in the form of the world number 1. Jarina J chasing 37.50. What? Wow! Oh, did not see that coming. Very unusual. Whether we'll get a replay in a moment, but obviously just running off the front of the fence, and it all, as is the case so often, it happens in the blink of an eye, really, so fast. Even with the cat-like reactions of a top international rider, there was very little. Well, there was nothing that Peter could do. Now, obviously a little bit of frustration, but what he's now just trying to do is settle down Jarina J, making sure she's concentrating, and also try to make sure she relaxes. Now those 6 seconds has been added into the clock for the rebuild. That, of course, will make getting inside the time allowed quite difficult, even if he flies. After a stop, he's going to be a little bit more tepid in the way he approaches this course. Going back to what I said, it's that ability and that want now to give Jarina the confidence . Well, they are into time penalties, but they kept it to the 4 for jumping, 6 on the clock. Not tonight. You just never know in horse sport, do you? Even with the experience of the likes of Peter de Vos and the quality of the likes of Jarina J, doesn't mean that your day is every day, and unfortunately it went wrong at the first. Are we going to get a replay of that now? I think we are. Coming in. Yep, I think his reaction, his face says it all. The disappointment was there. So here we go, 1 left to go. Could it be another famous win for the man of the moment, Hans-Dieter Dreyer and Westermael de Cotis? Or could it be another famous win for the man of the last 29 months? The world number 1 for the entirety of that time. A world champion, a World Cup winner, but with a new ride tonight, it will be a little bit different. To Vex Azaria Dinero, Henrik von Eckermann, the 14-year-old mare. She has the experience in the past with Evelina Tovek. Now Henrik, in his second show on her, is going to just have to ask a few more questions, and he'll get the answers, whether they are the ones that he was looking for. Part of the game is we watch and we find out, because none of us know. But count this man out at your peril, and Hans will know that, watching on from the sidelines. Here we are, Henrik von Eckermann, last to go. So tight. Wow. Oh, we needed a little bit of luck. Where's the split going to be? Is he faster? He's a tenth of a second faster. Oh, but it's over. Hans has done it. He stops the clock, 38.15. He lost a bit of time towards the end. Over the time he would have needed to beat Hans. Whether that would have been the case had he not had the fence down, we will never know. But Henrik von Eckermann and Tavex Azaera Dinero giving a fine performance and keeping it on the edge of our seat all the way through to that third from final fence in the jump off. We went down to the wire, the split showed him up, but unfortunately this is what saw an end to his chance. But what hasn't worked for one means it certainly works for another, and whatever Hans-Dieter Dreher is doing at the moment, he is doing very well with that bond he has with the great Westermalte Cortes. He has won the double now, the Longines Grand Prix winner tonight for Germany, Hans-Dieter Dreher, making it a double here in Coruña, ahead of Kevin Stauf for France, and the best from Spain, Ivan Serrero, and then it was France's Diane Sadra, Jennifer Hestata, and Lara Chuba wrapping out the double clear rounds. At the end of it all, Robert Whittaker turned out to be the fastest on form. Well, presentation time. It is Germany's night in Spain. He's the only man so far that has stood in the centre for these two nights, as he just keeps winning. He receives that beautiful Longines timepiece on behalf of our amazing sponsors and supporters here for this Longines Grand Prix of 2024 here in A Coruña. This amazing venue for the winter edition has yet again served us up a beautiful pre-Christmas treat. But it's certainly going to be a happy Christmas for the man with that trophy, Hans-Dieter Dreher. Thank you for being with us in A Coruña for 2024.